welcome to the American Sports Connection. I'm your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my buddy Ryan Ennis. Ryan, how are you?
I am doing fantastic. And
I
yourself?
I just had an adventure for those that are wondering why we're so late. And it always seems it happens like about an hour before we have to go live. I'm sitting playing on the computer listening to like different music and my internet goes out. And everything went out. My internet, my phone, my cable. I'm like, "Oh no, this can't be good." So I reset my modem thinking maybe it's just it needs like a soft reset. So
Yeah.
I did that and then nothing happened. So I was like, shit. So I called Comcast and they're like, "Oh, there's an outage in your area and, we're working on it." And I was like, "So basically you're just telling me to hang in there." And the dude started laughing and he's like, "Pretty much."
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I guess there was like a car accident or something like around me that caused, me to lose everything for a little while.
Like, but what did they hit though?
I don't know.
I don't know. That don't make too much sense.
I don't know. Excuse me. I don't
But
know.
it
It's
is
weird.
Comcast, so
And then this freaking cold, dude. My boys at the Christmas parade. We have here in the town and surrounding areas that I live in. The day after Christmas Christmas. Excuse me, Thanksgiving and that weekend they have the Christmas parades. Like tonight is the one town over for me, and then tomorrow is the next one, and then Sunday's where I live. So he went to the one tonight with his stepdad.
now, who's that, Shane?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I said, have fun freezing, because it's fucking cold.
Yep. It's a tit nipply out here.
Yeah, so when I took him to the car, he's like, oh, his stepdad's like, "Don't worry, we got like all these blankets and hot chocolate." I was like, "Yeah, have fun."
Yeah,
I'll
hot
stay
chocolate doesn't
inside where
work,
it's
bro.
warm.
Yeah, my old neighborhood used to do that. We used to have various holiday stuff, and it was just an excuse for everybody to go get drunk. 'Cause that's basically all everybody in my neighborhood do is drink anyway. So,
Oh, Lord.
I'm pretty sure we're in the Guinness Book of World Records for most bars per square mile.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was like you could do a bar crawl and be shit faced and not have gone a block.
That's very true, Lance. He just put cold. We don't know what cold is.
Hey, we get them polar vortexes now. Like now we do know what that cold is. Maybe for a while we didn't, but
Yeah, yeah. Well, like Lance always says, it goes from like summer to winter. They don't have like a spring or fall.
well, they live on an iceberg. That's all I consider Canada anyway.
Right. Well, he lives real close to the border, the U.S. Canadian border. I do know that. But he's in a nice part. He always tells me I'm in a nice part of Canada.
Yeah, British Columbia, right? Vancouver?
Yeah, yeah, that area.
I think I actually remember the name of his town too.
Yeah, Penticton.
There you go.
I always remember because of the one guy from the NHL is from that area. He always told me about. Well, played for that team there, I should say. So it kind of
Oh.
just rolls off the tongue now.
Yeah, I don't know shit about hockey. A whole bunch of guys with fucking 30-letter names, no vowels.
And they're
Doing that
all
hockey thing.
usually not American.
Yep, it's just white guys skating around fighting. I never understood that. They're like fighting is a statistic.
Yeah, basically.
Like there are some people whose sole purpose is to fight. Why don't you just sign like Ronda Rousey or like Conor McGregor?
There you go. That'd be interesting to see them on skates.
Conor McGregor just skating around looking for people to fight.
Come here, motherfucker.
Who the fuck is that
God.
guy?
That would be interesting in itself. But
Yeah, I would watch that sport.
yeah, there you go. before we get into everything, did you see the news that there was talks going around that WWE is in like negotiations to do a like Facebook Live or a Facebook like type wrestling program?
No.
That they were gonna like tape stuff and put it on Facebook.
Well, I don't know who they'd be in a deal with, though.
I don't know.
Because, I mean, it's Facebook. It's not like it's a distribution company. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I had read about it, and I was like, well, here it is. Because I had read about it a couple days ago. It was WWE considering weekly show on Facebook Live after SmackDown.
I don't hate it. I mean, like...
It's from the Pro Wrestling Sheets guy, Ryan Satin.
Okay.
It said that WWE hasn't cemented the concept behind the new show, but it could feature stars from both Raw and SmackDown, oh god, competing for brand supremacy.
Oh shit, no. Wait, is that really what it says?
Yes, I'm reading it as I'm talking to you.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but I had read that that's like, there's a chance that that's going to happen. I figured they would eventually get into the Facebook Live stuff.
I mean, it's not a shitty idea, but...
No, but I don't want to see and I hate that, the brand supremacy. Oh god, do I hate that.
But after they just spent a whole month talking about how it only happens one night a year.
Yep.
Now, I don't get this fucking company. And it was like so overdone.
Yes, they would like say it every 5 minutes.
Like even in the middle of promos.
Yeah.
Like I don't get that. But if they got the money and they want to do it,
Yeah.
Far be it from me to...
Did you read? I know UFC, their deal is coming up with Fox. Like they're gonna figure out if they're staying with them. I think it's supposed to be like finalized if they're staying or leaving in December. I think.
For Fox?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Like their new deal. Because from what I read, if they leave, WWE was putting out feelers to go on like FS1. Because I did read WWE met with different networks, like FS1 and Fox was one. There was a couple of them, like Disney.
Well, yeah, but that's also before people start getting that twisted. Disney owns a lot. That's not just
Disney like owns ABC and like Bravo or not Bravo, excuse me, but a bunch of other networks.
Yeah.
And I think they actually might have met with some of the obviously they met with the YouTube people and like Netflix or like for the streaming shit online. So they're like keeping all their options open.
The Netflix surprises me though, because they don't release their stuff like that, and that's what they're supposed to be using the network for.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if they're just trying to get some type of relationship at some point where they could maybe do specific like content for them only. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't see that ever happening though.
Okay, just a thought.
Because you would be closing out so much of your market that way.
Yeah, because I know Netflix does do that where they have, Netflix only type stuff.
But they're the producers.
Okay, well then that wouldn't work.
Yeah, it's a Netflix, like they have their own production house, like Orange is the New Black, House of Cards and stuff like that. That's all made by Netflix.
Okay, well then okay. Then
I mean, Hulu's a possibility.
Yeah. Because I just
But
I saw all that where they had met with all these different people. I'm like, well, that's kind of interesting.
I'm actually surprised because none of their stuff is on demand anywhere.
No.
Like even if you have Time Warner and or what is it now, Spectrum,
Yeah.
and like they have the on-demand stuff. You not for the WWE.
No. Which is weird because usually you can get like everything on demand.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Because that's what I usually watch most of my stuff. I very rarely watch things live.
No, I'm the same way. I don't watch a lot of live TV.
No. But anyway, let's get into it because there's a lot of stuff to talk about and go over this week. We might as well get started with the very first thing. NXT TakeOver War Games. What were your thoughts on the show overall?
That's like the first A show that I can say I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, even like the weakest card, the weakest match on the card was the first one, and that was still better than a lot of Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because we had mentioned this, I said that was probably the weakest on the card, but it still did what it was supposed to do.
oh, it did exactly what it was supposed to do, and it did it well. I mean, like I don't like watching Chris Hero. I'll never like watching Chris Hero, but I mean, for what it was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it made what's his name look like a monster, which is very important.
Yeah, Lars Sullivan, that dude, man, if they take their time with him, he could be a major player.
Yeah, and I think that's what the hope is. I mean, and I say that because why else would he be in a video game? But Andrade still hasn't been in one, because Lars Sullivan is in the new 2K, but Andrade isn't.
Yeah, he was in the DLC pack, right?
No, who?
Lars Sullivan.
Yes. But even Ruby Riot's in the game.
Yeah.
Aleister Black is in the game. We're trying
There was
to
only a
get.
handful.
No. I mean, TM61 is in the game.
Oh, wow, and I haven't seen them in forever.
Authors of Pain are in the game. Fucking, I think even Roderick Strong is in the game.
Damn.
Gargano is in the game. Ciampa is in the game. But, Drew McIntyre is in the fucking game.
Wow.
And Andrade isn't.
That's weird.
Yeah, so, alright. But as far as the pay-per-view, yeah, first match was good. It did what, I would give that like 3.5 stars, if I was giving it like a rating.
Yeah, doing the Meltzer.
And that's the low end of the entire card. So
Yeah.
that tells you what I thought of this card.
I would dare to say Aleister Black and Velveteen Dream was the best match from telling a story that you would have seen the entire weekend.
Oh, it was absolutely. That was by far the best match period all weekend. And if anybody has anything different to say, they're wrong.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like I got to give Patrick Clark a lot of credit. Like it was kind of one of these sink or swim kind of deals for him, and he really rose to the occasion to like rise his stock.
Yeah, he Michael Phelps that.
Oh yeah,
If we're talking sink or swim, he Michael Phelps it.
and I was happy to see Ember Moon win the title because it's like they'd kind of teased it for forever. It felt like,
Yeah.
and the match wasn't that bad either.
Well, yeah, but getting back onto Aleister Black and Velveteen
I'm
Dream,
sorry.
that was one of the better stories just in general that you're going to see. They did the whole thing where he's sitting in the ring and then Velveteen sits in the ring. It was just everything was done so well. And then at the end, he finally said his name.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I'd like to see what's going to come of this. I don't think they're done.
Yeah. And the crowd
But
was like, he basically won the crowd over.
oh yeah, but again, you're also talking about a very smart crowd. You're not talking about the WWE universe when you're
No,
talking
no,
about.
which is two completely different things.
Yeah, yeah. It's why so many things are over down there, and that just people don't have the same appreciation for on the main roster. I don't know why. Maybe most of the universe is just stupid, which I mean,
I know what you mean, where it's just they're kind of closed off to what they think wrestling is, I guess you would say.
hmm
Not so
they can
much,
have.
I wouldn't say stupid, but just they haven't really expanded their horizon to what, like, something different would be, I guess you would call it.
Well, yeah. I mean, people who would legitimately rather watch John Cena wrestle
Yeah.
than like Johnny Gargano.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I agree with that.
So. But yeah, as you were saying, that women's match was really good.
Yes. And you can see where they're setting up, I'm assuming, I think it was Peyton Royce, where, yeah, that's Peyton Royce, the one where she had the one girl pinned for like an eternity and the ref never counted the fall.
I don't even remember that.
I'd have to go back and look, but I think that's where they're going to go with that and have like maybe them feud for a little while.
Who? Ember
Her,
Moon and
Ember and Peyton Royce.
oh, it's possible. I mean, like, with what ended up happening later in the week, I expect to see a lot of new faces more often.
Yeah, because we'll get into that in a little bit, but NXT's kind of like retooling, like shaping itself.
Yeah, a lot of people got called up.
Yeah, but no, I enjoyed that one. And I was actually shocked. I went back and watched it. The Almas Drew McIntyre World Title match, I actually really enjoyed. Almas got a good match out of Drew McIntyre, and I am really not a fan of his.
Yeah, that was another match I genuinely enjoyed too. Like I was like, wow, this is a very well put together match.
And then unfortunately, he got hurt at the very end of it.
Yeah, I mean, when Andrade got up, I was like, wow, McIntyre's like elbow looks weird, like the inside of his elbow, and that was because it was his bicep was there.
Yeah, it looked nasty.
Like that does not look fun at all.
No, but you could see because I went back and rewatched it. That almost knew you could tell almost knew he was hurt because he purposely like put him on that last bump a certain way, like to protect him so that he didn't hurt himself further.
I don't know if I fully agree with that. No, only because he had to support himself with that arm to get him up. McIntyre had to hold himself, like, go back and watch that spot. McIntyre needed to use his left arm to hold himself vertical.
Okay.
Off the top rope. Because I was like, because I watched that, I said, holy shit, like, that must have killed him.
Yeah,
having
I'll have
to
to
support
rewatch
himself.
it again.
I mean, it sucks. I mean, I don't want to see nobody get hurt, no matter how boring I find them. But
oh, absolutely. You wouldn't wish that on anybody.
nope. But, I mean, I think he's had the surgery already.
Yeah, well, they said he could be out. How long was it? Like 4 to 6 months?
I have not. I didn't actually hear what they said.
That's what I thought I had heard. But I thought it was cool to see Almas win the belt, the world title, considering where he was, not even 6 to 9 months ago?
Yeah, right before this chick showed up.
Yeah.
Zelina Vega.
So yeah. That was cool, and I gotta say, I was wrong about War Games. I was like, because I guess because I'm a purist, I was annoyed that there wasn't a dome, like, a cover on the top of the cage. But after watching the match and everything they did, I was glad they didn't have it. Like, the match was awesome.
Yeah, it was a long match too, and usually I'm the first one to say like, matches go too long, but that was fucking perfect. That was timed right. It was just guys in there who knew what they were doing, which is surprising because two of those guys were the authors of pain.
Yes, but there was a couple spots that really scared me in that match.
Well, whenever I see two grown men walking on the side of a cage after wrestling, because like you're not okay. Like I'm sure the world is spinning just a little bit after all those bumps, and now you're walking on top of that cage. Like that superplex off the top of the cage. Man, all you need to do is slip, and both you and that guy are done. Dunzo.
And the one that really I was like I kind of cringed was the one when they gave the back body drop to Eric Young into the second ring.
Yeah.
The way his like head and neck went, I was like, "Oh dear God."
No, that, and I didn't see it happen, but afterwards, that massive gash on the back of what's his fuck's head?
Sawyer Fulton, I think it is.
No, he's fired, Sawyer Fulton.
Oh, why do I always get him confused with that guy?
Wow, I just looked at his name too. We're gonna call him Eric Rowan too.
I'll look it up while we're talking about it.
Yeah, but Eric Rowan too had his head gashed wide open.
Yeah, that thing was pretty nasty. Alexander
It's on the tip of my
Wolf.
tongue. What's this dude's name?
That's his name.
There you go.
Alexander
Mr.
Wolf. I'm sorry, Alexander Wolf. For some reason, I want to fucking call you Sawyer Fulton.
Alexander Wolf, if you ever happen to listen to this, I'm sorry for calling you Eric Rowan too.
Yeah, but no, that spot was nasty.
Yeah, and I didn't realize it at first, and then all of a sudden, like, I just see like blood, and I was like, what? Like,
Yeah,
I
like,
saw the
what
ref's gloves
happened?
go on,
Yeah.
because I was like, why are the refs wearing gloves all of a sudden? And I was like, who's
Oh,
bleeding?
God.
Oh,
I have
he's
to
bleeding.
I gotta say something, and I know I know of him. I've never personally met him, but I know who the ref is, and I'm like, dude, you got like a serious like bright ass orange tan.
Wait, what do you mean?
He was like, you could tell because I was laughing about it. The ref is a guy that used to wrestle on the Independents named Drake Younger.
Oh, Drake, yeah.
Yeah. He's like, he must have got like a tan that day or recently. He was like so bright.
I think him and Triple H both go to the same place for their fucking skin color.
I was like, what the fuck?
Because this time's Triple H comes out looking like a fucking Cheeto.
Yeah, that's what he looked like. And it was like, what the hell?
I don't know where it was. I'm trying to think of what match it was, but I seen one. I think it was with the women, where it seemed like one of their bronzer was coming off on the opponent.
Oh,
like it looked
no.
streaky. Like, and this was this past week, but I don't remember which it was because I was like, that looks not aesthetically pleasing at all.
No, but it pains me to admit it. Vince was right about the top of the cage not having like it covered.
And like I had said to you, I also think we're getting out of the time where like the whole concept of being locked in the cage.
Yeah.
I think it also makes it hard for people to see.
That and last week after the show, it probably was that specific reason too. The video I sent you of Sid Vicious almost, breaking Brian Pillman's neck back in the day at War Games, giving him a power bomb.
Yeah, I mean, but that happened a couple of times. Like guys would go to jump off the top rope and realize like their head's already touching the cage. Yeah, WWE definitely could do a high cage like they do with the Elimination Chamber or Hell in a Cell. Like that's not beyond them, but
that it could be interesting like that. Make it a higher cage and make it like War Games.
See, but I don't know if it's part of the fact that they have those big ring posts now.
Oh, yeah.
But The only nitpicky thing I have to say about the match is that's what bothered me. The fact that they had that huge space between the panels of the cage by the corners. Like, the whole concept of being in a cage is like there's no escape. Not only do you not have a roof, anytime the camera panned anywhere, I could see this huge gap in the cage that
Killian Dane could have walked through.
Yeah, Big Damo could have done a dive through there and not touched either side. So I mean, it's just kind of like yeah, that I wasn't cool with. But
And the only other
else,
nitpicky thing I'll have about it, and then we can move on to Survivor Series, is I was annoyed that you could have pinfalls. To me, like, War Games and just a cage match in general is, more so a cage match was you got out, you climbed out or you went out the door. But with War Games, it was you either submitted or you, quit. There was no pin.
Yeah, I was kind of not happy about that. But then, like I mentioned to you earlier this week, by the end of the match, nobody even thought of that.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Because the match was just done well. I mean, like...
Yes, I give them credit. They did it justice.
Yeah, it was believable that after 45 minutes in the cage and all that shit that went on, somebody would be pinned.
Right, and, man, Big Damo had a coming out party.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, on first look, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe he hit a full coast-to-coast, but he didn't. Like...
Yeah, he's very impressive.
What's his name? Isn't even against the... What?
What's up?
Oh no, I think it glitched out for a second because I said it looked like he was about to hit a full coast to coast, but if you go back and watch, who'd he hit it on? EY?
I think so.
Oh. Well, whomever he hit it on wasn't in the corner. Was a good 3-4 feet out of the corner. Granted, it's still...
Yeah, I'm about to say still, for a man his size, you're like, wow.
But when I went back, I was kind of like, damn. I'm like, I wanted to see, like, it took a little bit away. Yeah. I was like, damn it. But that's just me being a fucking super
we're just
picky.
being nitpicky.
But yeah, no, there's nothing I would have changed on that entire card. I thought it was really cool to see Roderick Strong come out in the full Authors of Pain riot gear. I thought that was really a cool addition.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's really nothing on that entire card that I would have changed even in the slightest.
Yeah, and they usually kill it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know how we always get upset that an NXT show isn't as great as, like, the last one?
Yes.
This one's going to be hard to live up to.
Yeah, because where they had been so good, we're just, like, spoiled.
Yeah, and then, like, we've had other ones that were good, but they weren't, like, the quality of, like, the second Brooklyn one, or the first Brooklyn one, where Bayley and Sasha had that amazing match.
Yeah, that you went to.
I was at the second one.
I take it back. You were at the second one.
Yeah, I got to see Nakamura win the title.
Oh, yeah, I remember now. And then you fell asleep at SummerSlam.
I legitimately fell asleep for 20 minutes in my seat at SummerSlam until somebody's pyro woke me up.
And, like, scared the ever-living shit out of you.
Scared the fucking shit out of me. Because I don't know if people haven't gone to a
WWE loud
show. It's not just that. You feel it in your chest, too.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's just... But I've never been near like a bomb going off, but I've been near a cannon going off, and that's what it feels like. You feel like you're near a cannon.
When I went to Raw in December, like a year ago or 2 years ago, they were filming. They were taping 205 Live because it was right before Christmas, and I didn't know they were going to start taping, and I just. Because back then they did the like to open the show, yeah. And it just I wasn't expecting it, and it scared the ever living shit out of me.
Canes gets me all the time, even when I know it's coming.
Oh yeah, it's just funny.
Oh yeah, because Kane's is just all the explosives at once.
Yeah,
That first, man, even when I know it's coming, it get like I jump.
that's funny. Now, before we go on Survivor Series, I want to plug out our sponsors over at TCS Wrestling Magazine. Or excuse me, the Squared Circle Magazine. Jesus Christ, can you tell I haven't been sleeping? You can check them out over on Twitter at TSC Wrestling Mag. Use promo code ASCPOD for 20% off your order. All right, Survivor Series. What were your thoughts on the show as a whole?
As a whole, I thought the show was okay. I enjoyed it. My biggest qualm was how the main event ended. But other than that, I really can't think of anything off the top of my head that was kind of like not good, but I'm sure we're going to come up with something.
Yeah. Let me pull it up because I want to make sure we don't miss anything here. Because I was going to say, I agree, like, by and large, the show was good. Just a couple things I wasn't, like, thrilled with. I forgot they had that on there. They actually had 2 pre-show matches.
3 pre-show matches.
There was a third one? I must have missed the third one.
Yeah, it was Enzo
Oh, yes,
and
I take it
Kalisto.
back. I see it now. Yeah, it was Owens and Zayn.
Yeah.
Which was like...
I don't remember who they fought, though.
Breezango.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was one of the few segments of Breezango lately that I've seen where I was kind of like, this is a miss.
Yep.
Because they're trying to, ticket them for having, smelly beards. I mean, it's just...
Yeah, that was kind of dumb.
And I'm going to have to disagree with Mark from last week, and I don't think this is a big work. And the reason being is because they sent home 2 of their most popular performers, especially in Europe, like Sammy and
Kevin
Owens. Yeah, both happen to have a very large following in Europe. And I don't see, because remember when you were sending me prices of how much it takes to meet some of these guys?
Mm-hmm.
Sammy and Kevin are the kinds of people who will get people like me and you to go pay money, and a lot of people like me and you to go pay money for an autograph.
Yeah, and me and you don't do that.
Yeah, I don't see WWE sending home 2 of their most popular guys. I won't say top guys because Sammy's not one of their top guys.
But from a fan perspective, they're top guys.
Yeah, and I don't see that as a work. Maybe it was an overreaction on Vince's part. How often do these guys go to Europe? Like, they're big draws in Europe.
Well, and to put them on the pre-show, it's when I'm looking at it, it's like I'm humbling you.
Well, I mean, okay. They're because a lot of people are like, oh, well, they could have put them on the card somewhere. Their current storyline didn't line up with them being on this particular card. So while they may not have been on the card, their current storyline, which started before this drama, doesn't lead themselves to, oh, you're going to fit on a team now.
Yeah.
I could have seen their angle going more exactly how it happened. You left us off. You needed us. Blah, 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 blah. I think the fact that they were put on the pre-show just lets you know that it wasn't as bad. It kind of blew over because Vince didn't have to pay them.
No, not at all. He could have. You got it. That's a very good point too.
I mean, they made a paycheck on the, they're on the pre-show, blah, blah, blah. Oh, they could not be on the pre-show and make $0.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's blown over. They were still heavily featured. I mean, they had a pretty big part of the main event. I mean, plus they just released that Kevin Owens 365. You think after spending a year following somebody around, they're gonna like get them in that much trouble? Like, you know,
I want to say
I
this
just
real quick, not to get sidetracked about that. Did you watch it?
I watched bits and pieces of it. So far, it's really good, but I'm maybe 15 minutes into it.
Okay, well then I won't say what I was going to say.
I keep meaning to get around, but even Walking Dead I haven't watched from last week.
Nah, that's okay.
So
But no, the other stuff on the pre-show was nothing really exciting or noteworthy. I actually, and I thought it would be really good. I really enjoyed the Shield and the New Day match.
oh, absolutely. Again, I'm gonna say it, and some people are not gonna like it. Roman is a good worker when he's doing his role.
No, he's gotten much better.
I mean, he's been in the. I mean, I feel like you can't wrestle something, people will just say, but it's like they said that about Cena, and I'm sorry, Cena puts on 4 5-star matches with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, I really enjoyed that match with the New Day and the Shield.
Yeah, I figured it
And
would be really good because New Day can bring it when they want to.
yeah, and neither me and you were ever big on the Shield, so for us to
Oh, absolutely.
be
I
talking,
never care. And it's nothing personal. It's just I was never a Shield fan.
yeah, no, the gimmick just, I mean, you're also a product of the fact that we had 2 amazing 3-man teams at the same time, and you gravitated more towards the Wyatts.
Yeah, just
which is
because they were.
completely.
I just liked them because they were different.
I liked the Shield when they first debuted as heels because it was just different. But I liked as a wrestling fan, I liked the Wyatt family.
Yes.
That reminded me of being like a kid with the Undertaker and
Yeah. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. The woman's 5-on-5 was exactly what I expected it to be.
Oh yeah, that's the one that I kind of like. That horrible sequence with Naomi and who the hell was she in there with? Where because at first I thought the ref fucked up, but the ref didn't fuck up. What's her name? Didn't get her shoulder up fast enough.
It was oh, I know who you're talking about. I can't remember who it was. But it was bad.
Oh, Alicia Fox was the other one.
I thought that's who it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get the point of getting Becky out of there so quick, but like I know I said last week, I know that there's going to be one of those eliminations during the course of the night. Like usually how Big Show gets eliminated.
Yeah, like a head scratcher.
Yeah, it's just, oh fuck, we got 8 people on this, in this match. Ding ding ding, super kick, Big Show gets pinned.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And
No, I know what you mean.
I didn't expect it to be Lynch though.
The other thing that was funny was they had the like stare down with like Nia Jackson, Tamina.
I mean, for their side, I mean, like if they hadn't treated Tamina like she's just a glorified jobber, that's something that again that would have been a highlight. Like, oh shit, it's these 2 big tough women.
Yeah, because I was like, I thought it was kind of cool at first, and then like Tamina's been like trying to super hype it up on social media. I'm like, all right, calm it down.
Yeah, I guess like, when's the last time Tamina was involved in anything worthwhile?
I couldn't tell you.
So I mean, like I can understand like she's trying to make her like trying to build her shit up a little bit. But yeah, it was a ground rule double.
Right. No, but this was like what me and you and Mark talked about. This was a showcase for Asuka.
Absolutely. It was actually funny because my wife actually sat and watched. This is one point. Okay, I'll say it when I get to when we get to the main event. But I was kind of telling her like this is what's gonna happen, and that they're trying to make it about Asuka, that they want to get her over, and that's why I thought that team was going to win, and that's exactly what had happened because they're trying to get Asuka over. I think they did it well too with having her down to 2, like 1-on-2.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I thought
Naya got
that was
eliminated.
something they did good for once.
Yeah, and Naya went out exactly how we thought she would.
Yep.
Because, you can't keep her a monster if she's going to lose.
Yeah, it made sense.
Yeah, that's usually the way that they get rid of the big guy or the big lady.
I'll say this: the Miz and Corbin was It was probably the worst match of the night.
Yeah,
but no fault to either of them. They just didn't seem to click.
I mean, it wasn't a bad match. I mean, it was one of the. I mean, I loved the ending. I mean, that ending was beautiful.
I mean, it just didn't do it for me personally.
No, I understand. Like, the match was a miss. Like, they tried so hard to build it up, like, viscerally, like him talking about his wife and his kid.
Yeah, I mean, I give them credit. They tried. It just it didn't translate to the ring.
Yeah. But I will still say that was one of the best performances I've seen from Corbin to date.
Yes, I can say that. It just didn't work.
No.
And then, like, I thought this was going to be really good too. The Usos and the Bar was just like I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, they're 4 workhorses, and I think all 4 of them are doing the best.
Yeah, they're probably doing their best work to date.
Yeah, they're all at the peak of their career in the WWE. I say in WWE because Cesaro has been amazing for a long time.
Oh God, yeah. And same thing with Charlotte and Alexa. I thought was really good.
Yeah.
And for all those out there, because I know there's a big contingent of people that want to shit on Alexa Bliss for her looks, apparently, because they think, she's just a pretty face. I got news to tell you. She can really fucking work.
Oh, she's an amazing heel. I mean, at times, I think she's the most heel person on the roster.
Yeah. I think she plays it so well. And it might have been you I was talking about this to. I can't remember. She does the little things good. Like with the rolling of her eyes or like the facial, like the small little nuances you have to do. Yeah,
stuff that you really just... It's beyond words. It's exactly what you said. It makes it feel real with those little nuances.
Yeah.
Like that she's not playing a character. Like she's really this cold-hearted bitch.
No, absolutely.
Another female who does that amazing when given the opportunity is Sasha.
Yes. When they let her be like a full-blown heel, she's amazing at it.
Even Austin told her when I'm pretty sure that it was Austin said that you're the only one who pulls hair, you're the only one who stomps on fingers, because they were talking about how people aren't really allowed to be heel anymore.
Yeah, well, remember she made the I forget her name when she wrestled Bayley at the one takeover. She made the girl that was Bayley's like #1 fan cry.
Izzy, yeah.
Yeah, that's her name. Like, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, I know, like, for anybody who doesn't know wrestling and hears us talking about, like, oh, she made the little girl cry. That's great.
Yeah, but no, we're not monsters. It's just if you're a bad guy or a bad girl, you're supposed to do that.
Yes. Undertaker scared me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Like, I was afraid of him. That's what he was supposed to do. Jake Roberts is the reason why I love the Joker today. Because when he'd cut a promo, he looked like a normal guy, and he would talk softly, and he was like, I knew he was serious. Like,
and I remember you told me there was a guy that you knew growing up that looked just like him.
My next door neighbor. I mean, granted, he also had the, what the hell is his name? The Tom Selleck mustache.
Yeah.
So it's like he looked like people I'd see on TV. I wouldn't turn on TV and see anybody who looked like Hulk Hogan or the Ultimate Warrior, but Tom Selleck? Lots of guys look like Tom. Plus, he wasn't super muscular. He looked like a regular guy. And when you're a
Yeah.
kid, you don't realize how large these people are.
Yep. Absolutely true. And AJ did what I thought he would do, right? He probably got the best match out of Brock you've probably seen in a long time.
Apparently, Brock loved working with AJ because of how he sold for AJ. And
Yes.
he gave himself to AJ, basically.
Yeah, like you could tell he was having fun.
Yeah. Lesnar enjoyed that match.
And because I read Lesnar was trying to work the boys because he was selling the injury to his ankle to the point in the back where everybody thought he was legitimately hurt.
Well, that's what Meltzer says, that it was that he was trying to work people. I don't know how much I agree with that. Only because, again, like, you know how you say nuances
Yeah.
for Bliss. There was one part in the match where he had no business limping, and he limped. I don't know if he was taunting or what, but it was. You know when you're hurt and like you can't do something, like you try to do something and you can't. That's what it seemed like. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's when I start thinking, like, oh shit, he's hurt. Like, cause Sami Zayn used to do that to me all the time. We would talk, and I'm like, bro, I don't know if he's really hurt. Make me into a fucking mark. Like, bro, I think he's hurt. Like, no, he's not hurt. He's selling.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Sammy's done it a bunch of times.
Yeah, because he'll sell on like random things, like things that you don't usually see people sell on, like, oh, my leg, my leg, my leg. Now let me run across the ring.
Yeah.
I don't know if he went to pick AJ up or what, but it just looked like his knee buckled. I mean, he could have just been working everybody really, really, really good, and maybe Meltzer got it right. But
If he
he's
did,
the only
then that's the best work he's ever fucking done.
yeah, absolutely.
But no, I really enjoyed this match. Probably one of my favorite Lesnar matches in, God, a decade.
Yeah. Other than last Survivor Series, just for the nostalgia and seeing Brock get beaten in, a minute, and was it a minute 19 seconds, a minute 29 seconds when
Something
he went
like
against
that.
Goldberg. I mean, like, other than that, I mean, and that was just like a nostalgia kind of thing. But yeah, that was the best match, Goldberg.
The only one I could come close to saying is the one he had in Philly at the Rumble with Seth and Cena.
Yeah.
Other than that, I really can't think of any.
I mean, like, it depends on how far you want to go back, because him and Undertaker will always be a classic.
Yeah. Absolutely. But no, I just thought that was very well done. The main event, and the problem I had was how it was booked. That was my main issue. Like, it was just a big clusterfuck to me.
Well, here's what I didn't like, and this is what I was going to say regarding my wife. We're watching. She's somebody that... She's in a group that WWE would love to get their hands on.
She's a casual fan, I guess you would consider her.
Even less than that, but she's exposed to it through a fan who lives at home. So it's like, your mom's not a fan. There's really no chance that your mom's going to be watching wrestling on anything, But a significant other may sit there and watch and go, oh, and hopefully get interested, like when your significant other is watching it. She asks me, because they're talking about, we're all tied up in this, that, and the other thing, and brand supremacy, and she goes, well, what's the winning team win? I mean, well, what's the boon? Like, what does the winning team get?
If, like, whatever brand wins, what's the caveat?
Yeah, and I said nothing. And it's like, here's somebody who doesn't watch the product, and she's like, but they don't win anything, so what are they talking about?
Yeah, so
yeah,
exactly.
That's when I'm like, oh, WWE really fucked up, because it's like, if a casual fan is asking this, or someone who's not even a fan is asking this, what are their diehard fans saying?
Exactly. My major issue with this, and I've told anyone that would listen to me ramble about this, is WWE will say, yeah, we're, pushing towards, the stars of the future and building for that and this and that. But yet, every single person in there except for Braun Strowman, it was Kurt, that was, at the end, was Kurt Angle, Triple H, Shane McMahon, and Randy Orton.
Yeah.
And, which, in itself, doesn't mean something, but the way that Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, Nakamura were eliminated, they were almost
as if they didn't need to be in the match to begin with.
Yeah, where they just kind of made them like irrelevant, or like they like emasculated them almost in a way.
Yeah, Braun got rid of both Nakamura and Roode.
I believe so.
Yeah, I don't know. And just that whole ending, just like, why was Braun so mad?
I know.
Like that's what I don't get. Like, why they won? He didn't attack Braun.
Well, and I don't like to like bash, Triple H or Vince or whatever. I mean, I really try to be like fair. But when I watched the ending where he pedigrees Angle and then pedigrees Shane and gets the win, it's like, It's like it almost felt like Triple H is setting himself up to where, okay, well, I'm getting my storylines for me, so I'm getting this guy here and then this guy here and then, like, forget everybody else.
I mean, there were some really, really, really cool moments in that match.
Absolutely. Like Triple H and Roode in there at the same time was cool.
Nakamura and AJ.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I popped big for the Roode and for Hunter.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. But no, that's how it felt to me. I was just like, it felt like Triple H was making sure that he got all the shit that he wanted, like, lined up storyline wise, and then it's like, screw everybody else. I'm not saying that's the fact, but that's just how it came across.
Well, I look at it like Triple H wanted to play with his toys.
The
people he signed to NXT.
Yeah,
he had
absolutely.
His little spots with Nakamura. He had his little spot with Roode. And again, I wasn't upset with him being in the match. No. I really didn't think he was gonna. In a million years, I didn't think he was gonna be the winner.
Yeah,
like I didn't think he would get the final.
It was kind of cool though seeing Braun destroy him, but I wish, like you said, you got an actual reason why.
Yeah, I mean, it was. They try to say it was because Braun wanted the pinfall or something like that, but it's like he didn't turn on Braun. It would have been cool if he tried to turn on Braun, but that storyline, it would just make no sense. But again, storyline, it makes no sense why Braun's mad.
Yeah.
Because they won. Like, they still won. So
it was strange. Like, and Meltzer made me laugh because he said, it reminded him of an old WCW pay-per-view because it was, you had all the great, like, young talent during the course of the show, and then the older Hogan, Piper guys, like, took the main event and hogged it.
Well, he's not wrong. I mean, he's very
No,
right
it just made me laugh. I'm like, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I've come to learn, I mean, like, I'll listen to Meltzer's stuff here and there because sometimes he has a pretty decent point of view on things. I don't listen to him for his news. But his point of view on things, sometimes he has good perspective.
No, I agree.
Well, we haven't even gotten into the week yet. We're still in the fucking weekend.
I know, yep. Well, we're going to get into it right now. What did you think of Raw on Monday this week overall?
Well, I don't think it was a terrible show. I'm trying to think of what really stands out. I don't know what they're doing with Jason Jordan. Maybe they're starting for him to go heel, like with him, like, oh, my knee, my knee, my knee.
Yeah.
I can't continue. But Roman winning the IC title, part of that has to do with, I mean, yes, they want to build him up as a Triple Crown winner before he goes and faces Brock. And that was the only not Triple Crown, Grand Slam.
Yeah.
But also apparently Miz is being written off of TV for a while because he's going to film, I think it's Marine 6.
Yeah, it's supposedly the final Marine film.
Hey, I mean, like, you know, good for him. He's making all this money. It's
Hell yeah.
him, Shawn Michaels, and
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch. Okay, I was like, I'm pretty sure that it's Becky.
Or yeah, they're the three.
I mean, apparently, it, you know, somebody's watching these fucking movies because
otherwise they wouldn't be making
6 of them. Yeah.
Now, like, there must be some kind of appeal for them. I will say this: the thing that really surprised me on Raw this week was Joe winning by knockout over Finn.
Yeah, Vince has no more faith in Finn Balor. Apparently, he thinks he's
which
bland.
reminds me, did you see the photo Finn put up for Thanksgiving?
No.
It was him holding up like a turkey, a cooked turkey, and the caption was because you had heard people say that Vince feels he's not over enough.
Yeah.
I want to say the caption said something like I'm not over, or it's not over, or something to that, like poking fun at it basically.
Oh.
But yeah, that was like their plan. They were gonna have him and Lesnar at Royal Rumble, and now they have no clue what they're doing with Lesnar for the Rumble.
The fuck just happened? Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, because you just cut out.
Okay, that's
But
weird.
you're back.
Yeah, no, I said the plan was for Balor to wrestle Brock at Rumble, but that's off, and now they don't have no clue what they're doing with him.
Yeah, I mean, like, also there is a huge size difference. There really is.
Oh yeah.
It's literally like another half of a person.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to talk about this. The poor Dana Brooke getting annihilated by Asuka.
I mean, at least she's on TV.
No. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because it was like one of those three. Like it was like a back fist. It was like 2 back fists and then a kick to the face.
Oh, that combo she does, yeah.
It was like a 3-thing combo, and it was just like vicious. I was just like, oh.
And Paige returned to a huge ovation.
Yes, that was cool.
Yeah, you had said that surprised you a bit, right?
Yeah, I guess it was because she's been gone for over a year.
Yeah, I think it was 18 months almost.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, I think she's one of those people, though, that fans just will always cheer. You know what I mean? Like, because if AJ Lee came back tomorrow, she'd get that same reaction.
Yeah.
And
then we got a surprise that Paige was not returning alone, and have the debuts of NXT's Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville.
Yeah, so before anybody wants to shit on like Mandy Rose or Liv Morgan getting called up, look at how much Alexa Bliss has done since she was drafted. Because I remember we were both kind of like, Alexa Bliss of all people, like,
yeah. I'll say this.
What the fuck has she done?
I can't really judge Mandy Rose because she's only been on NXT TV like not even a handful of times, so I don't know what she can do.
Apparently, that had been the plan all along. Was they didn't want her to have a very long TV run on NXT.
Okay.
Like, so this has been a while coming that they knew that they wanted to call her up without having an extended run.
Okay.
Because I think like a couple of them that are down there, like, I mean, I don't think they're making the low end of the spectrum. They'll probably be making a little bit more to stay down there and help make like more stars, because you can't make stars if you don't have people for them to work with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Takes two to tango.
Yeah, so I mean, like, eventually I definitely see Billy Kay and Peyton Royce coming up to the main roster. I mean, they're probably better wrestlers than Mandy Rose or Liv Morgan, but they're serving a purpose down in NXT.
They're getting girls ready.
Yeah.
They're helping basically get girls to where the office wants them to be.
Now, I mean, it may suck in a way that they're not up on the main roster while they're like prepping people to go up on the main roster, but I'm pretty sure they're being well compensated.
I'm about to say, yeah, they got a safe spot, and they know what they're worth and all that jazz.
Like, I don't see Hero ever going up to the main roster.
Oh no, I have no doubt. Him, I was gonna say
the same
Tommy,
thing for
but we'll get to
McIntyre.
that.
For who?
I was gonna say the same thing for Tommy, but I said we'll get to that.
Oh yeah, bro.
I actually
by the end
think,
of this contract, he's gonna be back in Japan.
yeah, I think Hero will stay down there, do what he basically did at Takeover, and then eventually hang him up and become a trainer. I think that's what's probably gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, I know dude has whatever health issue he has, but he looks like a fucking slob.
No, what's the word I want? It's not visually pleasing.
No, I mean, and again, size doesn't mean much to me. I mean, I love heavy machinery. I love Kevin Owens. So it's not like I'm
I know what you mean
for like a body guy, but he just looks like a fucking fat slob in his basketball attire. And the thing that drives me nuts is he's never wearing the city that he's in.
I know what you mean. And I'm going to say this, and if it comes off like rude, forgive me, everyone that's listening. I feel the same way about Ruby Riott. And it's not that I'm a person that says like, oh, well, she's very pretty, or oh, she's very not pretty. She is just not visually appealing to look at.
She looks like a parrot or some kind of a bird.
Because I don't want people to or she's like, oh, well, she's hideously ugly. It's just she's not visually appealing to look at.
No.
And that's like the nicest way I can say it.
No, I mean, like, how do I put it? There's ugly men and there's ugly women who wrestle. That's just.
Because people are like, she's a great worker and all that, and I'm like, yes, I absolutely agree with you. It's just, it's hard to watch sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, like, I don't find her attractive, but I've never once, like, I loved Bull Nakano growing up.
Yeah.
And Luna Vachon. And they were not visually attractive people, so I mean, I guess I worry more about how sloppy they are in the ring than, I mean, like, yes, I mean, she happens to look like Toucan Sam.
Yeah.
But I mean,
but I always
liked,
I thought Luna was attractive looking, but that's me.
You're a weird individual, Mr. Railroads.
Well, what would you expect from me?
But yeah, I mean, I think that's also a problem, is that for a while, like, unless you looked good, you weren't going to get a contract, and then we were stuck with people like Tori Wilson, who was pretty, but, like, that's why they were brought in panty matches. Because there's no way that they could have a wrestling match. I mean, they weren't wrestlers. They were pretending to be wrestlers.
Yeah, there's so many you could go to.
Yeah, I mean, like, they were filled with models. I mean, like, Trish got better, but Trish was a fitness model.
She really was. A lot of people don't know that.
And that's why when people were shitting all over Ava Marie in the beginning, like these are people who don't remember what Trish Stratus was like when she was the manager of Test and Albert.
She was awful.
She was fucking awful. And now she's widely recognized as one of the greatest women to ever lace up a pair of boots. That's why, so it's like I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. It's why I'm not shitting over even like Liv Morgan, because Liv Morgan right now is not very good.
Not at all. And well, we'll get into it in a second, but I completely agree with you.
I don't think she's bad per se. I mean, it's been so long since I've seen her do anything. I know she's still, training and stuff. But
yeah.
When she was on, I mean, I don't know if that's how they were having her work down there or what, but it was just like, I'm not with this at all. Like, maybe a whole new heel gimmick, things will be different.
That's very possible.
The whole Jersey girl kind of thing, like, yeah, you being a Jersey guy, I'm sure.
What bugs me is it's like the stereotypical, like Jersey, like because I'm seeing the Jersey 201 used to be in like her Titantron thing, and I'm just like, ugh.
Which is Jersey City of all places.
Yeah. Go figure, right? All right. Yeah. What did you think of SmackDown overall this week?
Not a terrible show. I mean, I liked the AJ segment when he was talking about the match with Brock, and then when Jinder was on the screen.
I'm actually glad they saved it. They didn't do the title match on SmackDown.
No, I agree. I did kind of like the fact that AJ doing that little dig about, well, you weren't even on the card.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, in general, like, other than the Ruby Riott debuting, nothing really stands out as, like, oh, this was amazing.
That was kind of cool. It was Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and
Sarah Logan.
Thank you. Sarah Logan, who I really like her work too, Sarah Logan.
Yeah, I got to see her through the women's, the Mae Young.
Yeah, and she probably had the best first round match. I think was her match.
I don't remember who she fought in the first round.
I think it was her and Mia Yim.
Okay.
If I remember correctly. But I thought it's interesting that because it's like, okay, well, Raw debuts like a trio, and then SmackDown debuts a trio. It's like, I wonder where they're going with this. It was just like an ironic, coincidence kind of thing, or are they like all working together, or you know what I mean?
You never know. I didn't even think of it like that because immediately I saw people talking about like, oh, you have, two goths debut within 2 days, and then I'm just like, you're a fucking idiot because A, Ruby Riott's punk. B, they just happen to be similar. Like, could they be working together? Possibly. That's not something I had even thought about, but I just heard people commenting again on like what everybody looked like.
What I was going to say about Liv Morgan is they put her over there, and I kind of scratched my head because it's almost like her and Carmella are basically the same gimmick.
Well, we don't know what her gimmick's going to be.
Well, that's true, but you know what I'm saying. From at least when she was in NXT, if they were going to keep that, then she's almost the exact same person.
Not really, though, because Carmella played up her being Italian and being like a Staten Island princess and all this, and Liv Morgan was just like a club girl from Jersey.
Okay, fair enough.
I could see where there are striking similarities between the two, absolutely.
Yes.
But I think with what Carmella's been doing now, like I think she's so past what Liv Morgan was as far as gimmick wise.
Yeah.
Because I could definitely see the similarities. Like I don't disagree with that at all. But I just think that they've hyped up the whole Princess of Staten Island thing so much now that like she's kind of like a Goomba now. And so long as they don't have what's her name trying to talk like she's from Brooklyn.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
I mean, or they just don't even talk about her being from Jersey. Like they just finally let that stupid fucking.
I hope so.
Yeah.
We actually had the debut of the Bludgeon Brothers.
What did you think about this?
I like the theme music. I think it fits, you know, what they're trying to go for and the whole get up. I know me and Lance talked about this because I laughed about it. He said it looked like it was gear that used Kane gear.
Yeah. I ended up telling you that the next day, and you told me that Lance had said the same thing. Yeah. Rowan's top made him definitely look like Kane, and then I don't know. I liked the gear. I know you were a little flimsy the first time you had seen pictures of it.
Yeah, it's not so bad now.
But,
there, Rye?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good. I know what you mean. Initially, when I saw the photos, I was like, "There's kick pads everywhere."
See, like I mean, you're right. And I looked at it, and I'm like, I don't know if I see, like, how do I put it? I have a problem with kick pads when Daniel Bryan wore kick pads, or when Miz wears kick pads. I have a big problem with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have as much of a problem when guys have long pants on. I don't know if that sounds silly or whatnot, but I have less of a problem because I guess it could look more like part of their outfit than just kick pads everywhere, which I agree with. You know, I mean.
Yeah.
But
no, I thought overall it was good. Like I said, I liked the music. I liked, you know, how they came out with the jackets or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
I will say they need a different finishing maneuver. That didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
But I remember you came up with an interesting point as to why they could potentially be doing it.
Yeah, it kind of looks like they're dropping the sledgehammer down. And, you know, Vince, if it's not super fucking cheesy, it's not good.
But I was thinking about this. If they're going to do that... See, I thought about it, but then they can't do that because the Shield's doing that. Because I was going to be, well, if that's the case, just have them do like a double power bomb.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys right now that need new finishing moves.
But yeah, it was just like, I'm like, yeah, that wasn't working. But I want to circle back around to something real quick. You'll get a kick out of this. Lance wants you to explain what a Goomba is. He's unaware of what that is.
Oh, it's like a stereotypical, like, think Jersey Shore guy. That's a Goomba, a Guinea, a Ginzo.
Because he was laughing. He's like, what's a Goomba?
Like you know, go watch The Bronx Tale. They're all Goombas. I don't know where any of these words come from. My wife asked me, like, what's the origin of this word? I'm like, I don't know. I'm from Brooklyn.
We just use them. We don't know.
It's like Guinea, like...
Yeah. I've heard that my whole life.
I was like, maybe we're like guinea pigs. Like, I don't know. Maybe Italians actually came from Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, there you go. He said, and Lance understands now.
Yeah, there's just... I think that's a very regional word, though.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely true on that one. What did you think of the main event with Sammy and Kevin and New Day in the Lumberjack match?
Boring. Did nothing for me whatsoever. It was cool to see them win. but I don't know where they're going to be going with this, which I don't know if it's going to be Daniel Bryan turning heel, but, you know, Shane
There's
very
something
obviously...
coming.
Yeah, Shane very obviously thought that these guys were going to get fired at the end of the night. And at first I didn't realize, because I seen the end before I saw the beginning. I didn't realize, like...
Yeah, you were confused.
Well, I was confused. Not with the, like, I saw Survivor Series, so I figured why there was a main event that was a lumberjack match. What I didn't get was why next week you're fighting Randy Orton was, like, a big deal.
Yep.
Because when
I know he's like so dramatically saying it.
And then when watching it from the beginning, Daniel Bryan came out and said I had to give Randy Orton the night off because he was so mad. Oh, okay, now I understand, because they interfered in the match. And I don't know, did that cost Orton his spot somehow? Did Orton get eliminated on the back end of that?
Not that
How did
I
Orton get eliminated?
Recall.
Do you remember how he got eliminated? Because I don't.
No, let me double check real quick. Because yeah, that's why I thought it was like kind of odd that they were, you know, he's, you know, needed the night off.
So I was like, did I miss something? Like, why is Randy Orton, like, I kind of...
It just says he was eliminated by Braun with the running power slam.
Okay. I mean, I can understand if, like, Braun was on SmackDown. They were like, well, next week you're fighting Braun Strowman. That I'd understand. But, like, next week you're fighting Randy Orton, who you're bigger than.
Yeah.
So, that's where I got a little bit, like, oh, what's the big deal about Randy Orton? Like, when did he become dangerous again? He hasn't punt-kicked nobody's head in years.
Yeah, he's not allowed to.
He's been a babyface. Like, why is there anybody afraid of him?
Yeah.
But, yeah, at least they're doing something, and that's what I keep saying. At least they're trying to keep a long, cohesive story. Let's just see how long it goes.
Yeah, like I said, it's like it's leading up to something, so I'm kind of just trying to hang in with it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, what else can we really do otherwise instead of just stop watching? Yeah. That does nobody any good.
Yeah. All right. 205 Live. What did you think of the show this week?
I don't really recall much of it. I know I watched it.
We had Gulak and Tozawa had the street fight.
Maybe I didn't see the beginning of it.
But Gulak's starting to get over, man.
Gulak is so personable. The gobbledygook Gulaker.
Dude, I was dying.
Now, anytime I see anything Gulak related, I just make sure just to send it to you.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed it, because when I'm watching this match, which was actually a really good match him and Tozawa had, people were chanting, PowerPoint, PowerPoint, and I started cracking up laughing.
But keep in mind, these are the same smart fans.
Yeah, I know, but it was still fun.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, no, I think that's great. I mean, I think, you know, if the dumbest things can get over, that's so good for them.
Yeah, and the funniest part, because I told Lyle, who listens, who's a photographer for CZW, I said, Lyle, you got to watch this week. And he's like, why? What did Drew do this week? And I said, I love it when he does Enzo's dance. And we were both starting to laugh. And he's like, well, why do I got to watch it this week? Why is it like better than normal? I was like, because he's doing the dance and he like sticks out his tongue and he's like, eh, and just being like over the top, like ridiculous, that it's so funny.
How are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. I am well.
Yeah, no, I like that dichotomy very much so, those two.
I'm hoping it eventually leads to Drew getting a title shot.
Well, it's probably gonna be a Tommy. Oh, that's right. I didn't see 205 because I remember reading about a Tommy after the fact.
Yes,
and
that's
I just
correct.
meant-
Thank you for reminding me. For those that weren't aware, Hideo Itami is getting called up to the main roster, but he's going on 205 Live, so I don't know if that means he's going to be on Raw or what they're doing.
I hope he'll be on 205 Live and maybe have a couple of matches on Raw.
Here and there, yeah.
I mean, like, because they're getting more segments, you know what I mean? But I'm thinking now, like, if they're trying to expand the women on both shows, they're going to have more segments than for the women. Because, I mean, it's cool to see that they get sometimes 2 a week. But it's going to have to start getting a little bit closer. Because I think right now, with everybody who's in the company, I think there's 18 women on the main roster.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Which, yeah, that's really crazy to
Which
think.
makes me wonder if they're going to finally do that, like, women's Rumble match that's been, like, rumored forever.
Well, I only started hearing about it a couple months ago.
Yeah.
It's possible. I know with the Bellas, if they were both to come back,
It would
they'd
be an
be
even
at 20. But I could probably just name 10 other women who are either in NXT, or could do a one-off, like a Legend comeback kind of thing. I'm sure Alita would come back for
A one-off,
a very quick moment to come in, couple minutes, and the match. I don't know if Trish would, but
Maybe for the right price.
I mean, I definitely could see them bringing people back. It's a shame China's not alive because that'd be fucking amazing.
Yeah. Maybe bring back,
Karma.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing for a one-off, like to have her square up with like Naya as a way to get Naya over.
Yeah, that would be really fucking cool.
I think that I'd have no problem with because there's really nobody that can get Naya over like that. I mean, she could keep beating up on like little, like people half her size, but
yeah, because there's no other really big girls like that.
no, the only other one is Tamina, and she's on the other show, and she's just big in a different way.
Right, and the only one, and they haven't even signed her. They would even compare would be Piper Niven.
She signed. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to talk about Baszler.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, she's not signed at all? They never signed Piper?
No, not to my knowledge.
What was her name in Europe?
Viper.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I should have remembered that with the name Piper. Her name was Viper.
Yeah, no, it's all good. But I was gonna say 205 wasn't really like super noteworthy, but that match was good. It was basically to get over the quote unquote Zoe train.
Yeah, that's a whole other topic for another day on how he goes from calling them loser weights to all of a sudden they all want to be on his team.
I'm sorry, I was laughing at what Lance said. He said the only other big girl is Steph.
Steph's a big girl now. She's putting on them pounds.
I don't like to speculate, but I asked like a woman this the other day that I know that follows wrestling too, and I was like, I'm not trying to be rude, but I was like, is Steph pregnant? And they're like, why do you ask that? It's like, because it looks like she's getting like bigger, and like it looks like she's wearing maternity clothes.
I mean, she's also in her 40s now, so I mean, it's
well, that
she's
too.
not,
Yeah, it's very possible.
I mean, guys and girls, or men and women, start putting on pounds plus she's had 3 kids already, so I mean, like,
yeah.
Plus, I mean, granted, she's always in the gym, I don't know.
Yeah, she's always really like, busting her ass working out.
She definitely looks like she put on a couple pounds though, but
oh yeah, I noticed it too. But yeah, the thing with the Zoe, like, we could do a whole nother show specifically just on the Zoe train.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody would want to listen to that.
No, not at all.
Because I wouldn't want to listen to it.
Oh, I know I wouldn't want to either. All right.
But
Good.
that was all that happened.
Yeah, it was Rich Swann and those guys, their adversaries got beat up at the end of the show and left laying. It wasn't, you know what I mean, nothing exciting. I mean, like, noteworthy that would keep your interest. At least it didn't for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As far as NXT, I'm actually kind of pissed off because I started watching the Gargano Pete Dunne match because that was the only match I truly wanted to see all weekend, and it was the pre-show match.
Yes.
Like, it was the dark match. I started watching it today, and then I just got, like, I started cleaning my house, and
you got sidetracked.
Yeah, and then when you messaged me about maybe not coming on in time, I was like, well, fuck it, let me keep cleaning up.
Yeah. Well, did you see the other match on NXT with Ruby Riott and Sonya Deville?
I saw bits and pieces because I knew the Gargano match was on there, and that's like I love Pete Dunne. I think he's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I haven't watched it in full. I saw like a 2-minute clip like of highlights of the Dunne match, and it was amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. I like they had a fun spot with his mouthpiece.
With Dunne's mouthpiece?
Yeah.
I gotta go back and watch that. What, it fell out or something?
No, he was in what does Gargano call his crossface?
Oh man, it's on the tip of my tongue.
I thought you would know, but anyway, Dunne spits out his mouthpiece so he can bite Gargano's fingers to get out of it.
Oh, he's such a fucking heel. I love it. He's such a heel. With the finger bending and all.
You're sounding far away, Rye.
That's what a bad guy's supposed to be like. What?
Oh, there you go. You sounded far away.
Oh, I don't know why, but nah, he's such a heel, and I love it. Between like the finger bending and the contortion,
yeah, dude! It's if you haven't seen it, it's a fantastic match. It's only about 10 or 11 minutes, but it's really good.
I still think the best match this year was him and Tyler Bate.
Oh, absolutely.
I think
and it was
don't think
really cool to hear JR call it.
See, that's what me and you are going to be completely different because I can't stand him anymore. I don't ever want to hear him call it like another match.
No, I guess it was just because it was that match. Other ones, not so much.
Yeah, I guess watching him or hearing him call New Japan stuff, it just really made me reevaluate.
I know what you mean, like it rubbed you the wrong way.
Yeah, he just like that. That and the one thing that really stands out is when they were introducing all the women, and they introduced Kaylee Ray. She's like the leader of some faction of wherever she is from.
Yes.
But it was like some weird name, and he dismisses it instantly. He goes, whatever the heck that means. Because it was like the something generation, like the filthy generation or the dirty generation or...
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, it's basically like their thing.
Yeah, and he just kind of shit all over it, and it was just like that really rubbed me the wrong way. It's like, look, I know your wife just died. It's the only reason why you're back, but, it's like, have some respect for what these other people are doing that you don't know about. Like, you're way out of the loop on a lot of this stuff now, JR.
No, I understand completely what you're saying. But no, I thought Ruby and Sonya was really good. There's only 2 matches. The rest is just like filler, where they're they covered the highlights from what happened and like backstage interviews.
Well, see, here's the thing. The other night I was laying in bed and I put on the network and it said NXT was live. This was Wednesday night. So I went back and I'm watching it and it's literally they were just showing the cage match. Like the War Games. Like, so I don't know if whatever I clicked on wasn't really live or what. That's why I didn't know until this morning that the Gargano match was actually on there. Because I thought it was just a recap show, because that's what they will do a lot of the times.
Yep.
Right, and like they taped in Houston. I didn't realize that they were going to be taping an NXT there.
I think they taped like 2 weeks worth of shows.
Huh.
So like,
that's interesting, because they had both rings set up.
Yeah, because you could see them. I think they taped this past week, and then next week, and then they'll tape. They'll probably tape this week, leading up to the Rumble or almost to it.
Now, I wonder if that Ruby Riott match was another dark match on Saturday night. Because they were both in... Like, I don't see them keeping both rings up all week if they were doing tapings there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, but that's just me being,
You'll have to, wait and see.
But yeah, no. That was a fantastic... card, though. I just can't get over how good that pay-per-view was.
No, I completely agree with you. But on that note, we're going to get out of here. Before we do, don't forget to check out our social media pages. You can find them facebook.com/American Sports Connection, Twitter at AM Sports Con, CON Pod POD. If you're not listening live on YouTube, it's youtube.com/EaglesFan0683, or you can find all our other stuff when it goes up on B Plus Player Radio. The best way to find it is on Twitter at B Plus Radio. So on that note, we're going to get out of here, and we'll see you back next Friday. Have a good night, everybody.